Hello, here's a quick update right from the Homefront Operation desk. Today's patch introduced significant changes to the Homefront Operation lineup of sites. This video will address the major changes and their implications. The most notable change for many comps running the sites will be that the NPCs now target drones. The patch note entry reads like this. Some enemies have begun targeting drones deployed by capsuleers within these sites. This phrasing begs the question if a list of NPC types that target drones can be compiled and every other NPC will never touch your drones. If so, this may help with the tactics and maybe allow to remove problematic NPCs first, which otherwise would pose a threat to our drones. This brings us to another change in regards to the respawn behavior if an NPC is killed. So far, they were immediately replaced by another NPC. The patch notes state, enemies should now take noticeably longer to be replaced after a ship within their group is destroyed. This incentivizes killing the most annoying NPCs and then get back to business until respawn. At that time, we will have to assess if any of the newly arrived NPCs are trouble for our comp. Next, in Dread Assault sites, there will be more NPC ships fielding ECM. Here's the exact wording from the patch notes. Enemies within Dread Assault sites have begun fielding ECM-fit ships in an attempt to disrupt capsuleer efforts. This change will likely slow down the Dread Assault operation so it can no longer be completed within like 3 minutes time, unless counterplay can be found. Another set of major changes were applied to the raid operations. I'll list the patch notes quickly before talking about the consequences. Enemy haulers within raid sites will now undock much more quickly if the previous hauler managed to escape the site. Enemy haulers within raid sites will take slightly longer to undock if the previous hauler was destroyed. Items dropped by enemy haulers within raid sites will now be removed from a ship's cargo hold when entering or exiting the site. Added restrictions to prevent the items dropped by enemy haulers within raid sites from being placed in any container other than the allied freighters. Moved the undock location of enemy haulers within raid sites to reduce the likelihood of them bumping into their structure. Some of these changes invalidate old tactics that evolved around using any form of tractor beams to move the items to the transporter. We will now have to use an actual hauler due to the size of the item. Also, the site will progress a bit slower because of the longer delay for a new hauler to spawn after killing the previous one. Then again, having a hauler escape, which happens with the first hauler using some tactics, will no longer be as punishing, since the delay for the next hauler spawn after the previous one escapes has been lowered. Alright, next change is for the suspicious signal sites. The patch notes go like this. Structures within suspicious signal sites should now have higher overall HP. This simply seems to be aimed at slowing down the site so it can't be completed within just 3.5 minutes anymore, unless we find a way to bring more DPS. Last but not least, there was another change affecting all sites. It reads like this. Adjusted the damage and HP values of enemies to better differentiate ship classes, remove outliers, and increase consistency across factions. We have yet to see if this makes any significant difference in choosing for which faction we decide to run a site. Now, let's wrap this up. There are significant changes with potentially significant consequences on the way sites have been run in the past 8 days. Generally, sneaky tactics have been shut down and the sites are meant to take more time. For this channel specifically, the science continues and I will work on new strategies and fits for you. Tune in live over at twitch.tv/Urschlag and check this space for updates. Let's figure this out. Thanks for watching.